Welcome. This is a press conference following the announcement of Mother Nature Cambodia being named one of the 2023 Right Livelihood laureates. My name is MOK Babiak. I'm the head of communications for Right Livelihood, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome Lee Chandaravut and Poon Kiorasmi, two activists with Mother Nature Cambodia. As I said, they have just been announced as 2023 Right Livelihood laureates. They are receiving the award for their fearless and engaging activism to preserve Cambodia's natural environment in the context of a highly restricted democratic space. Just as a reminder, we do have B-roll, photos, videos, and all other kinds of material available on our website about Mother Nature Cambodia, so please reach out to us if you have problems locating those. To say that this is a press conference in English, if you would like to ask questions in Khmer, we are happy to facilitate that, but we would like to make sure that this is a press conference where everybody understands the activists. I will shortly give the floor to the new laureate to give an opening statement, and then we will open up the floor for your questions. And just to say that this press conference is being recorded, and we would be more than happy to provide you with the recording. Just email us. So with that, I will hand over the floor to Chandaravut and Kiorasmi. And the first question I would like to start with is, what is the state of environmental preservation in Cambodia? And what is it like to be working as an activist in your country?
Thank you very much, Okay. So I would like you to know that in Cambodia, natural resources are in danger due to the violation from the powerful people to use it for their own benefits. For example, we have national park, but the national park is not being protected. It's only an excuse for them to chase the people away so that they can later change the border of national park, and then they can take lots of land with forests to cut down the tree for commercial purposes and to use the land for example, developing their own airport or their hotel or their real estate that can be sold in millions of dollars benefit. We don't have much nature in Phnom Penh right now because lots of natural lake are being filled, most of them for real estate, and they sell it to Chinese. That Chinese they bought the real estate, but they just don't come to live here. So uh, for the reason they just want to buy the real estate so that they can get money out of China, so that they can invest in something, so they have money in the future without being controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. Um, Most of the natural resources are being used by the government official. Uh, Lot of them they take out minerals and they destroy mountains, they fill the lake, and they cut down the tree just only for their wealth, for uh their their way to earn money to support their whole patronage of the society, uh, in which we are very concerned that in the near future we lose a lot of our natural resources, which also contribute to climate change. If you live in the city, it will be much hotter than if you go to the Kofong province, where we have at least a little bit more nature. At least we have mangroves, but also those mangroves are being endangered. They just recently changed the status of the mangrove area, and also they also sold lots of islands to their own cronies. For example, the tycoon that has a very close tie to um, the prime minister, or even the prime minister family get a piece of land there, here and there. Lots of the time they just destroy natural resources in the name of development. Rosemary, do you have anything to add?
We can't really hear you. Sorry, we cannot hear you. I don't know if maybe you
Okay,
can.
okay. So can you hear me now? Okay, like as an Mother Nature Cambodia activist, I would like to say that it is under risk. We was imprisoned 4 times since 2013 until now, and it's not like it shows that the government never support us to continue the work, like also not encourage the our youth generation nowadays to join with us. But no matter what, like so many obstacles, but it's still work. We still working until now, and with the our new generation. And even if we are not able to protect 100% of our natural resources, but at least we spread the real news, the true news, and something that really happened in Cambodia to our Cambodian people and also the international. And it it is a sad thing. It is something that really make our Cambodian people feel worried about our natural resource and our environment. But today, at least we can smile because of the right livelihood award, and our Cambodian people also proud um, to the award because Mother Nature Cambodia working until now because the we have Cambodian people with us, even the government never encourage us to do it, but our Cambodian people are with us, support us, and know what is the real thing. Yes.
Thank you very much. And with that, I would like to open up the floor to questions. We would like to ask you that you state your name and your affiliation. There are two ways to ask questions. One is you can raise your hand, and then we would unmute your microphone and you can ask the question through audio, or you can also type in your question to the Q&A section. So let us wait for a couple seconds. And while we wait for questions to come in, maybe I could ask the activists to say a couple words about what is your message to the international community.
My message, no, our team message is that we, we know that the world faces a lot of problems. People everywhere are struggling for freedom, from Myanmar to Thailand military junta to Venezuela and Ukraine, as well as other countries. But we hope that human rights and environmental defenders will not give up. Let's keep moving forward to our freedom because there's no such thing as easy freedom. Easy freedom corrupt. It's only come when we take it. They might persecute us. They might jail some of us. They might use violence. They might even kill some of us. But at the end of the day, I hope that we will never surrender.
Thank you for that. Any questions that would come in? If not, then let me ask you, could you tell us a bit about what you are working on currently? And of course, one of the hallmarks of your activism is that you come up with very creative and sometimes really humorous ways of drawing attention to issues. So could you tell us a bit more about how that comes up and what you're working on at the moment?
Yes, like we do the humorous creative thing on the street, like advocate on the street, because like in Cambodia, people are really scared because our government like kind of spread the message to them that nowadays we already peaceful. This is peace that the government can give us. So the government always speak like our prime minister always speak on the stage like this is enough for Cambodian people, and if you want something more than this, you might risk. You must risk, not might risk. You must risk, and you are risky. So that if we make it too serious, Cambodian people is not able to support us. Like they just feel they are fear, and it's not makes things better. But in humorous way, they laugh with us, they support us, and they see how creative it is, and it's easy to understand, easy to join, and they can show their real profile, join or to support our activity. So maybe it's kind of funny, but it's something that work with Cambodian people, and we hope it's like more team, more activity like that in Cambodian, more people join us and to do something like important for our human rights and natural resources. And also recently we are still working on protecting the biggest island in Cambodia, is Koh Kong Island. That Koh Kong Island is nowadays is in the tycoon, like Lee Yong Pat tycoon, that he's Thai and Khmer. He have two nationality, and the government it give the whole island to him in 2019 to do the development, and he have a very, I mean, bad profile. Yes, like about how he do the land grab to our people. He used the um I mean underage,
like child labor.
yeah, child labor, and he also have so many things like destroy the tree in the our national park, like Batum Sako National Park, is the park that it become park by our king, but nowadays the Batum Sako Park in Koh Kong is destroyed by many tycoon, but Lee Yong Pat is one of them. And we also do the campaign about Piem Krasao uh, wildlife sanctuary, that it is a very potential area because it full of mangrove. In 1993, it also became a wildlife sanctuary. It means a protected area by law in Cambodia by our king too. But nowadays, it's like Darawat said, it is like destroy, and it like real estate. They destroy the mangrove, they fill it with land, they build a borai, the flat, and they sell it like it private priority, right? I mean, yeah. I hope you guys understand, because like I'm trying to speak it in English. So yes, and also we try to make some video about the law in Cambodia, to it about knowledge about our law relevant to environmental, to let our people know that what we are doing is not illegal, because the government or people from government also say that we are illegal, we by this law, that law, we are not doing the right thing, we we were jailed because we are illegal. So the video about the law that relevant to environmental is important for our Cambodian people to understand what they can do, what is important to do, and we have full of rights to be Cambodian people to do this kind of work. And maybe that would have something to add about our work.
No, not much, because you might have heard already that we focus on too many things. Why? Because in Cambodia, lots of things happen, and sometimes you just cannot catch up to it. There's too many things, too many destruction, too many land concessions. It's crazy here. So we just, don't want people to miss out the important information. So what we do is just, we have some campaign that we focus on, like Kokong Island, but we also have some people to, just switch, like from here to there, just to report to the people. Sometimes we feel like we are reporter, but the difference Mother Nature Cambodia and reporter is that reporter, they just write story. Here we write story. We ask the government directly, pointing out to each minister individually for them to answer our question publicly for the people to be able to understand about the situation as well. So this is a different. And why do we use humor on this way? Because we think that humor make intense things become less intense, and it help people to join us. It make people laugh. So when people laugh enough, they stop their fear. At least they feel more secure to enter our campaign. And humor and creativity attracts a lot of young people because they think that they have a better idea, or they may have another creative idea, or they want to be part of it because it looks cool. So at the end of the day, we also want our activism to look cool, so people can be cool. They're happy to do it.
I think we're experiencing some technical difficulties, but now you seem to be back on the video. Let me ask you also about your personal motivations. I mean, both of you are incredibly young, and yet you are facing the possibility of prison sentences, even worse. Why are you doing this? I mean, this organization has been around for 10 years, which is incredible, and you keep going. What is your motivation to continue?
To me, my motivation is the support from the people that we get. When I was in prison, I was thinking about, how the people support us, and I decided to not to say sorry to the regime. We decided not to cooperate with any government agent, even though that we have the possibility to stay in the prison for 10 years. We just accept it because why? Because we think of the people who support us. We think of the people who is worrying about us, who is thinking about us when we were in jail. And when getting out of jail, I saw lots of people, not just Cambodian, but internationally, from Korea, from Europe, from America, from Sweden as well, support us by showing their concern on our arrest and ask the government to release us immediately. That was very emotional at the first time, and it just keep pushing me forward. Every time, sometimes I feel like feel so tired, so exhausted because we live in a very stressful environment and exhausting work. But to think of it, to think of the support from the people is a way to keep moving forward. And the other point of view is that I I was born in the area in the area that I saw the killing um, of a famous political analyst family, and I swear that killing really affect my thinking because every time I feel down, I keep thinking about him, keep thinking about how he dedicated his life for the freedom of speech. So, when thinking about him, it makes me feel like what I do is not enough. What I do is not yet there. It's not yet what we want, and we want more. We want to be not the role model of people, but we want to be the hope of the people. We want to get the thinking. We want to decline the thinking that lots of that activists only do it for themselves, only do it to be able to live abroad, to be able to seek for asylum to live abroad, not to live in Cambodia anymore. We want to change the thinking. We want the people to see at least there are people who are dedicated enough to stay in Cambodia to fight against dictatorship, to fight for environment, human rights, freedom, and democracy. That's it.
For me, I first when I decided to join with Mother Nature Cambodia, because I saw a lot of good example from our former activists, and it's really, I mean, it really cool for me that that time they were young, and I was young too. but like I mean I am living in very different thinking environment from them. They devoted their freedom. They do everything just to protect the environmental resources, the natural resources for us, for Cambodian people. And what can I do with them? I started ask myself like, what can I do for Cambodian people, for the natural resources, for and join with them. Then I when I decided to join with Mother Nature Cambodia, I already know that about the obstacle, about how can I face with government, my family problem, with my friend, with like I mean my routine also changed. It 100% changed from a young kids, a young generation that always happy just with something that not give the good impact to the environmental or our country. But when I started to join with Mother Nature Cambodia, I feel like I I fear that I will imprison, I will jail. But after that, like I think that what I am doing is not only for myself or not for Mother Nature Cambodia. We are not working to keep Mother Nature Cambodia alive, but we are working to keep our Cambodian people alive, our natural resource alive. We are working for our breeds. I mean, the oxygen that we need it every day. And my family also, like it also help my family. It also help my nephew. And everything I do is for everyone. So if I am scared, if I stop because they want me to fear of everything, what's like, I mean, how can I face with my doctor when they were born in this country, and when they start know about everything, and then we are the previous generation just do nothing to make something change. So I want to be a change maker. I want to change this kind of, I mean, crazy thing. I don't want my next generation to face the everything that we are faced nowadays, like we jail because of we protect the environment. I don't want my children to jail because of they want to protect the human rights. I want some, I mean, I want the freedom for our next generation, and we are here not the role model of anyone, but I want to be a role model of myself. I want to make myself what I want to be. I don't want to do something that the government say I should do. I don't want to do something that because I am fear, and everybody fear. I know that if we don't fear, we are not people. We are fear. But Cam like to see Camley, like that I would say Camley die because he speak the truth. And do I feel like I'm scared of die? I feel like yeah, I'm scared because I don't want to go somewhere so far from my family. I don't want to die, but how can you like die is just a nature. Like people born and die. Everybody die in different way. What if we are die because of we protect our environment? What if we die because we want to raise the human right? What if we are die for everyone? It's just something like it's good. It's not a bad thing to do. And we are fear, but our Cambodian people, like I say, they are with us. And I mean, I am just 22. I experienced 14 months in jail. It's maybe people think they are pity me because I was jailed by injustice thing. Like I just protect environment and I was in jail for 14 months. They feel so very pity like to me. Like also somebody proud of me. Also my family still worried about me if I face the jail again. But for me, I mean, it is a good experience. When I was in prison, I learned so many things from prisoner. Before I don't even can speak English, but now at least I can say something that I hope everyone understand, but at least I can say something. I learned it from prison too because I have a random friend in prison. I read a lot of books, and we are talking in the prison with my my friend that from the nature Cambodia too. We always think about the outside thing. We sometimes we sleep and we think that what can we do when we go outside, like the way to continue. We never think that when I was in prison we never think that when we relieve we stop, we fear, We don't want to do it anymore. We never think even a second. We never think that we will stop, but we only think that how to do it, how to make it, how can we continue, how can we inspire, how can we be together and make other people just become like us or better than us. Yes.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing those stories. And we actually have some questions that are coming in. So I would like to open the microphone for Stefan Trumpf. Please state your affiliation and go ahead with your question.
Yes, hi. Thank you for the press conference. And my name is Steffen Trumpf from the German news agency DPA. First, congratulations to the Right Livelihood Award to Mother Nature Cambodia. I would like to ask a question about what you mentioned about the jailing and the fear of activists, and also the stressful environment you're working in. Recently, the power in Cambodia changed from the longtime Premier Hun Sen to his son. Do you expect that the difficult situation for young environmental activists will change in the country in any way due to this change, or that everything will stay the same basically in that regard?
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Trumpf. As you know that we have a power transition, but unfortunately it's some kind of not a good transition because it's just from the father to son, just like a hereditary prime ministerial position. So basically, we change some places in the government, change some places in the council of ministers, but the problem is that it's the same old system, so we don't expect anything better from them. And as you can see, 1 month after taking the power, lots of people face difficulty already about the taxation, about the and there are some area that has been continued uh, given given as a land concession to their their own family circle. So we don't expect anything, but what we do expect is uh, we fear that it would become even worse because at least the previous prime minister Hun Sen has been through Khmer Rouge, has been to the rural area to see people how 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 struggling they are. At least he could a little bit understand the condition of the people, and he dare not to do something as he dare not to do something as too cruel to them, or at least he may have his limit at some point. But for the new prime minister, he's been abroad. He's been studying Western world. He has never been through hardship. He has never understand people uh, struggling in the local area. He has never, you know, see, he has never seen the life of the garment worker that are being abused by the factory. So we don't expect him to be better, but we still hope and see. And believe me, we don't want uh, our thinking to become true. We want to be wrong so that at least we could have a better prime minister. And I hope someday in the future we could have a real elected prime minister, not the father to son uh, succession. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The same question?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, like, you know, it kind of very simple. I'm not excited when they announce that we have new prime minister because the prime minister just became prime minister by chosen by his father, not the Cambodian people. And it's something true that Cambodian people will not excited too. If they are excited, I can see that maybe they are forced to excited because who would excited? The new prime minister that not chosen by the Cambodian people, and he don't even brave enough to stand for people to choose him. His father stand for him, and this is only what, like, if we think about the feeling of Cambodian people, but it's something that what would we expect from him? After he became prime minister, our one, like, a man that was jailed because of he said something about COVID, and he was jailed for 18 months, and he released, and they do violence on him. They hit him on his head, and his body full of blood, and he were in hospital until now because of he said something about the agriculture system in Cambodia or something like that. And it happened again. It's just like in his father generation. Do violence on people who say something just when the ministry became better, and also jail so many people of the opposite party, the candlelight party. It's just the same. He didn't show us something different. He didn't speak on the stage about the truth, like we must protect the environmentals, we must protect the animal, we must protect our sea, our island. He never say that. He always say like, thank to my father, because he is the founder of peace. And I am so proud of my father. If I am not proud of my father, who would I proud of? And it's something like that, like he don't even give me a part of something different to make a good expected from him. And so many problems that his father make it in the past, and so many complicated things happen in Cambodia, that he should show his potential to to make it better, or to solve the previous problem that happened in his father generation. But he do nothing. And we just saw his picture on the billboard at New York. It's something. So even Cambodian kids, very young, they also laugh of it, because it's something so funny. It's funny, and Cambodian people really just laugh about that billboard display of Hun Manet picture. And also, so many things that he make us feel like we didn't expect it to see that, but he show us something so different from our expected. Yes.
Thank you. And we have a couple more questions in the chat. These ones are from Jennifer Johnston, ARD German Radio. Her question is, how many of your activists are in prison at the moment, and how many have been since you started 10 years ago?
It's around 10 to 11. I'm not sure about the number. Maybe it's between 10 to 11 since we created in 2013. 10 or 11 people has been arrested and jailed arbitrarily. So today we have 6 activists who are out of jail already. They are out on bail, but unfortunately we still have allegation against us. It's plotting against the government. It's a ridiculous allegation that could give us up to 10 years in prison. And so far we still wait for the hearing that would come very soon. And we hope that this award once again prove our innocence, at least to change their mind, not to find us guilty.
Thank you. And then we have one last question from David Grossman. How old are you?
I'm 23, she's 22. Yeah.
Thank you. I do not see any more questions. We're of course also happy to facilitate one-on-one interviews. So if you have any more questions, please let us know and we'll be happy to connect you to the activists. With that, thank you so much for joining us for this press conference. Congratulations again to you, Mother Nature Cambodia activists. And just as a reminder, because we have quite a few press conferences coming up at 10:30 Europe time, so in about 25 minutes, we have a representative from SOS Méditerranée joining us. She's going to be joining us from Geneva, Switzerland. Then at 11:30 Europe time, we have Phyllis Omido from Kenya joining. And then at 1 p.m. Europe time, it's going to be Eunice Brookman-Amisa from Ghana joining for a similar press conference. I hope to see many of you back here. And with that, I will say goodbye and thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.